I feel I'm chosen, I'm pressure and I know it. Bitch, I know I can't fold it. That Henny got me flowing, that pressure keep me going. But they love me, I ain't knowing. I just stay focused, I don't know why they think I owe them.
It started as a dream to us, they ain't believing us. Don't know what it mean to us, they always leaving us. My own thing we need love, they don't feel real to us. Cause in the section where I'm from, them hoes set you up.
Alright, right quick, let's talk about what comfort zone do you live in, right? And maybe even whose comfort zone do you live in? So, first of all, let's define a comfort zone. A comfort zone is a state of being. It's a vibe. It's where you like to be within yourself. So even if it extends out to an environment like your apartment, you're sitting in your car, your house, or whatever the case may be, it's still an internal place, because even when it's an external place, it's a reflection of how it internally makes you feel. Follow me? Follow me. So, it's levels to comfort zones. Everything, every place and everybody got a certain type of comfort zone. Like, we live in a world where there's certain rules and regulations and establishments to where it becomes a comfort zone. You know, you get used to routines and you get used to life being a certain way on a daily basis. So that could become a comfort zone. That could become your vibe in which you just anticipate on a daily basis. Then we have, like, you know, like I said, environments, places that we go that make us feel good. Like, I like this is my comfort zone, to be, for example, because this make me feel grounded. It help me feel like I'm connected back to with my grandmother, because me and her used to share coffee and conversations together. So once I, you know, get my coffee, I feel like, all right, that's the start to my day. That's where I like to pull my comfort from. Like, literally, coffee, it comforts the shit out of me. So a comfort zone could be in anything. But like I said, we live in a established world with established rules and policies. So we become immune to these things, and we begin to anticipate them and get used to them, and it becomes a comfort zone. So that a lot of times when you travel out of your city, out of your state, out of your country, you open up a whole new zone, and it might not be as comfortable as the one you just came out of. You feel what I'm saying? I just want to establish the definition of a comfort zone, right? So then let's move on to our personal lives, right? We have things that we like to do, places we like to be, thoughts that we like to have. We have our own mentality. Hopefully we got our own mentality, especially in the days we're living in now. I hope you have your own mentality. But we got friends, we got family, we got people that believe they know us, even if you grew from the last time that you was really interacting with these people or this establishment or whatever the case may be. We have people that are comfortable with how we show up in the world, right? So when they see you, when they talking to you and they receiving you, they expect a certain type of comfort coming from you, meaning they're expecting you to act how you always acted. You feel what I'm saying? So my question is, what do you do in that situation? Have you created a comfort zone within yourself that you could walk into another zone where other people would rather have you be a certain way, or other people are expecting you to be a certain way? You know, they like to call this peer pressure, because it comes from your peers, it comes from your age group, it comes from your family, right? How are you at maintaining your own comfort zone within that zone? Because anytime you do something new in that zone, anytime you act different than people are expecting you to act, just like you putting a glitch in the matrix now, you putting a ripple in the matrix, and people was like, oh, you changed, you wild now, you fucked, like you acting funny, you acting brand new. You know what I mean? We get a lot of that feedback. And we could talk about the dangers of a comfort zone, because you could get too comfortable in routine. Like I said, you could get comfortable in expectations, and when that shit get dismantled, and have you feeling like real naked and shit like that. And that's the reason why you get a lot of backlash from people that feel like they knew you your whole life. People feel like you should be doing this, you should be reacting like that, and then when you're not, it's like you taking them out of their comfort zone. So then by default, they automatically saying things and doing things towards you to try to make you feel uncomfortable. You feel what I'm saying? It's the world we live in. It's a comfort zone. So We living in a world where people have a mental comfort zone, where they don't like to go outside of that. They don't like to absorb new knowledge, new information. They don't want to see nothing that don't look like what it was yesterday. You know what I mean? We got a lot of elders that just stuck in 1930 and ain't catching up with the times. You feel what I'm saying? They not adjusting to the times. They want to stay inside their comfort zone. So when you go around your elders, you might got a grandmother that's 80, 90 or something like that. And as soon as you walk through that door, you in her comfort zone. You're going to have to abide by her perception of life and whatever makes her feel comfortable, or your grandfather, whatever, or your whatever elder it is feel comfortable. You feel me? I don't want to get too off track right now, because what I'm really trying to get at is the fact that we all living in the same playing field, right? In the same world. I see you, you see me. I could walk past you. I could sit next to you, but that don't mean we on the same playing field or the same plane of existence, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. We just might be there physically, though. We might be sitting right next to each other. So it's certain conversations that you realize you can't have with certain people no more, or never could have with people, because you're outgrowing that comfort zone. You're starting to reach outside that box. You're starting to let some of the shit that you allowed to become solid in your mind, you starting to let that be fluid, and you starting to like allow more things in it. And once you're trying to convey those type of things to people that's still inside that same comfort zone, it's gonna always cause a friction or a misunderstanding. Or on the positive side, it could plant a seed and wake people up. But at the end of the day, it's gonna all be based on how well you uphold your comfort zone, the good one, the one that you know who you are, you understand yourself, you accept yourself, and you express that freely, right? Once you get into that comfort zone, you're finally an individual, and you're going to realize, like, damn, it's so many other comfort zones out here that are occupied by a mass amount of people, and you're going to realize your new comfort zone is only occupied by you and maybe a few others. So the things that you might be thinking, the things that you might be saying, the things that you might be doing, you might have to go through an uncomfortable phase to reach your comfort zone, because everybody else in those other comfort zone are in it by the masses, and you're going into a comfort zone that is very small, very unique, even taboo, unknown, never seen before. So you have to go through uncomfortable feelings just to reach a comfort zone. But most people are not willing to do that, because it's not always a guarantee. Like I always say, you leaving that over there, what you know, what's familiar. So you're moving out of that comfort zone. You have to go through a void period, like I always say, to get to your newfound comfort zone that is more rewarding to you. It's helping you grow. It's showing you new things. It's showing you new sides of life. Trust and believe that old comfort zone gonna throw stones and shit like that. So I'm just talking to the individual that's going through that on a daily basis. And sometimes you gotta have periods of times where and years sometimes where you're alone by yourself. And that could be physically or just mentally. You could be right next to somebody that you knew your whole life, and then y'all be in two different comfort zones. Or you be totally out of your comfort zone, traveling into another zone, and they just chilling in their comfort zone, and they just keep egging you on. Come back to this, come on, man, come back to this zone. But you didn't already stepped outside the comfort zone so far that you starting to see things that kind of frighten you, but they also entice you to keep going. You feel me? And the further you keep going towards that comfort zone, the farther you getting away from this comfort zone, and the farther you getting away from relating to this person, place, or thing, right? But it's all about how you hold it. It's all about, that's where the faith kick in and the trust kick in. This is the shit they be talking, the religious people be talking about, having faith and trust. It's about being outside of that comfort zone and having faith that it is another zone that's made for you. That the things that you learning on your way, being uncomfortable, are going to eventually lead to a comfort zone that's conducive and cohesive to what you trying to do. You feel me? But like I said, we live in a world where being an individual is very hard. Being unique is very hard. Expressing that is very hard because, like I said, everybody used to a certain way of doing things. They used to being accepted, getting feedback, instant gratification. And a lot of times when you step outside your comfort zone, or that big comfort zone that the masses occupy, you're not going to get no support. You're not going to get no reassurance that, oh yeah, you're doing the right thing, stepping outside that comfort zone, because like I said, they can't even fathom where you're headed. I go on and on with this shit, but I just wanted to really paint a picture like, yo, who comfort zone do you reside in? Yours, somebody else's? Who mind do you have? Do you have the people that taught you mind? Do you have the government's mind? Do you have, you get what I'm saying? How do you react emotionally? Where did you learn your emotional intelligence? What zone did you learn that in? Should you be changing that? This shit that I be having to ask myself, because I come from a place where they was handling things a certain way in their comfort zone. So I came out in the world trying to handle shit that way, and it don't work for me. So I had to find my own comfort zone and my own way of expressing myself and being able to trust and have faith that me being me is okay. And that's my comfort zone. That's how I created my comfort zone. That's the only way to create your comfort zone, through being uncomfortable.
I feel I'm chosen, I'm pressure and I know it. Bitch, I know I can't fold it. That Henny got me flowing, that pressure keep me going. But they love me, I ain't knowing. I just stay focused, I don't know why they think I owe them.
It started as a dream to us. They ain't believing us. Don't know what it mean to us. They always leaving us. My own thing, we need love. They don't feel real to us. Cause in the section where I'm from, them hoes set you up.